Good morning, happy Thursday, and welcome to part 4 of the Sepia Spring Bunny Mini Journal Kit. Journal with me. And it'll be the final part also of our kit. I was so excited last week, I did part 3. We did that great decorating session, and I had everything out, and so I was loading up that video, and was like, okay, I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to work on the pages, and I'm going to show that off to you. And I recorded like an hour with you guys trying to pick pages and papers and what we were going to do with it, all those last little details. And the video went weird. It recorded vertically, not horizontally. I fixed that in editing, loaded it, saved it, went to go upload it to YouTube, and it kept abandoning the item. And trials and tribulations, right? Tribulations, challenges, whatever. So, I went to update it, kept abandoning it. I went to go back to the program to see what was up with the file. And it had like no content. There was no visual. I mean, it just went to heck. Well, here's the downside when you do journal with me, because once you create it, I can't go back and redo it for you. I can redo a reveal. Video goes bad, I can try again, right? Because that's what the papers are for. I'm showing you off the digital kits printed out. I can retape that. Can't really undo what you did except to redo it again. Going, okay, we'll do another, as I hear, what Gail does, scrappy Saturdays. Okay, just do another scrappy Saturday. Do a whole other project, no one would know the difference. Not this case. Now, the fun part was, I even went another step. As you can see, I put it together. Because it was loading, and I said, great, I will do the grommets. Like I said, I probably wasn't going to do them online on camera. That was going to be a little tricky. And I was going to do part 5. I was going to show you the grommets, show it all laid out, maybe do a little more detail, and I would show you the final product in part 5. Yeah, well, the book is done. It's a little wonky, but it's pretty. And as you can see, I have it standing upright, because each page I thought I was sort of templating off one of the papers, and it didn't quite do it. It's all a little off. Some line up, some don't. The rings definitely don't quite. I thought the rings will even it out. The rings will bring everything natural, and it sort of became more of a vertical Rolodex of pages. And it's actually really pretty on my piano when it's just sort of laid out open here, and I can see all these pretty pages, right? I can see all that dimension we were talking about, the ins and the outs, the smalls and the wides, but some are cockeyed a little left, a little up, a little down, some touch the bottom, some don't. So this will definitely not be something I sell. I also had smaller rings in here, thinking, oh, the pages aren't that big, it's okay. Small rings did not close, did not even sit, like I couldn't even open and close the pages without like bending things. So I learned that no matter how small the journal, you definitely need like a ring twice the size of what you would think you need, okay? All right, we'll learn that. 2, definitely create a template. Find a piece of paper that I guess fits most things. But like I said, I wanted to have it flush on the bottom and flush on the left. So, but the problem was I autopiloted and centered the studs on the front and the back, went in a couple pages, and then went, oh, wait, I needed to be flush, right? From bottom and left. So I started with a piece of paper. And then each one of them I started lining up. So this I went to the next page and went bottom and left and put my little circle, did a little circling with the pencils. And then it came in the same distance each way, because my hole puncher lets me pick like, I don't know, this was a little over a quarter of an inch. So maybe it's 3/8 of an inch in. So the hole punch was the same inward on each one, but my top to bottom started shifting according to the size of the paper. So when this one seemed almost centered, this one was more towards the bottom. This one, you can definitely tell there's more paper on the top than there was on the bottom. And so things start getting really screwy. This one I did go closer to the edge because I wanted the room to fold this back and make it look like an open booklet, which that was the thing. What we thought, oh, I'm going to open this and it'll roll through the grommets, right? Or through the rings. Well, no, you can't. I didn't have enough to do 2. Now, if I had put the eyelet on the first half and the second half, then yes, I would see the rings in between the pages. And I went, wait, no, I don't have enough eyelets for that. So I have to go through the whole set and then just bend it back when I want to open it, which on its own accord is still really cool. So there was that trial and tribulation. But here was the thing. The crocodile I got for the hole puncher and eyelet squishy thing, came with like 4 different types of eyelets. This antique brushed black, white, silver. Yeah, black, white, silver, and the antique. And it only came with 12 sets with 1 extra, which meant my probably 15-page ordeal here wasn't going to have enough eyelets. So my second paper flip, my I'll go back to this one, but the weaved tag pocket and just an extra piece of paper wasn't going to fit. Now, I was like, okay, well, I can have a 13th page in here if I put the white or the black on this one. If I got excited, went along, realized the dilemma on this one, and autopiloted and put the antique on this one, which is why I think I took out one of these guys. But in the original part 4 video, we did decide to try to create a weaved scrap paper tag, which was big enough on the back of a guest check to make this as a journaling page, and I was just going to grommet it here and make it sort of a weave tag page, which would have been really cool within here, and it would it would give me some more height, right? Maybe in the middle somewhere, some more height on the top. But I didn't have enough eyelets for it, so I pulled it out, but I'll use it for another project, and I just had to keep pulling out papers because I only had 12. So now I know. On the next project, which the Christmas one also requires, I think, the antique than the white. I will have to buy more eyelets before I get started. And 2, these eyelets were perfect for these rings and in this journal. But when I go to do a 5x7 or even up to a 6x9 book, I may need bigger eyelets so I have a bigger hole punch to put a larger ring in and be able to turn those pages. So I did learn. You want a template so that you are lining it up the same way on each page. You want to make sure each page is the same. I'm definitely with my Christmas one, got to make sure that each paper is on the same size cardstock or the same size thin plywood type paper. So the holes are in the exact same spot. I will probably even like pre-hole punch them, and then so that I sort of know where to design around, and as I design layers, I may keep hole punching it so that I love the eyelets that are over and through the designs. I love that. I'm so glad it's there. So I'd hate to have to design up to the holes, but I'm going to definitely want to template the basic pages and all the papers before I do this work. So I'd say this time we did all the design work, we laid it all out, and then we tried to hole punch it, and everything came up at a different spot. I did washi tape the basic papers because come to find out after doing that first one, the eyelets sort of scrunched up the paper a little bit. I was afraid of ripping, right? I was just going to do the hole punch enforcers, but they were too big. This was a smaller hole punch, so that looked a little silly. So I put pretty much called grommeting it, but I pretty much hole punched every single page and put an eyelet on it. So that nothing would tear through. But I realized after this first one that we can fold out and do that the other 2 or 3 were gonna need washi on them to just give some more stability to the page. Now this one is also a piece of paper. I'm so shocked it didn't bunch up like the other one. I did have to hole punch through everything. I only grommeted though on the back page though. So that the eyelets didn't get in the way and I couldn't flip this open to the journal underneath it. We wanted this to still have some fluidity to it. So that is cute though, that the hole punch is there and it lets the rings move around and not get in the way. Definitely, like I said, I had to washi tape all this, which is sort of pretty. I mean, it's a pretty washi tape. Has a ruler on it and stuff. And so, because yeah, we see that little catch right there. If this was just paper, it could rip with the constant stress, even with the eyelets. So, in one of these, I ended up with I left the tag in its place, and I went to, hole punch it and got the tip of the tag, and I was like, uh-oh. This one, it was funny, it was tilted just right, so when I hole punched it, got a little notch in it, which is still sort of cute, but at least I then was like, oh gosh, move that aside, make sure I don't accidentally grommet it right into place, which was my big worry, right? Oh, I don't know. It came out really cute. It is really fun, and I love the sepia and the sort of neutral colors and just that little pops of color, but nothing much. But as you can see, as I'm playing with it, the pages do not, even this one, this was a cardstock, and it sort of sat funny. I don't know if it just the grommets which look like they did something weird. No, maybe I put it on the wrong side. That one's actually really weird. It just doesn't sit flat, and it could be the fact that this doesn't sit flat. I had them too close together. I didn't quite keep them at the right distance. It definitely became a learning curve, so definitely not something I'll sell. But I learned a lot with this to where, whoops, I lost my, there it is. That when I go to do my Christmas one, which is a much bigger journal with my Christmas at Your Door digitals and add-ons, I work some bugs out, right? I can go back to look at this and go, that's right. Same size pages, templated hole punches so that I know where to put them so they all sit flat. You can see this one's sort of, there's angles down here, which, yeah, it's a little hard for you guys to see, but it's angled. It doesn't all sit flat, you know, on the page. The pages don't all sit flat. Some are centered and some aren't. So funny. But that's what we learn, right? If nothing else, I show you the mistakes. You know what not to do if you're struggling with this or you haven't done one of these before. The least I can do is share the boo-boos. Share the boo-boos with you. And, but I enjoyed making it, though. The pages were cute. I loved all the different pieces. You know, we did all our fun laces and Mod Podge and clusters. We made this cute, you know, insert here on the end, like sort of a middle signature, sort of this little booklet with all the pockets with using the playing cards. That was super cute. Loved how this clustered up with the stamps, right? We have, you know, the cards that go in it. I have plenty of space to leave small little notes. So this might be just my little mini spring journal that will stay on my grandmother's piano. And as I come up with thoughts and memories, I'm just going to journal in it, right? For 2021. There's some blank pieces I may still add to, who knows? But we'll make it mine, and I will keep it for myself, and I will learn from its mistakes and all its fun things. But, you know, we had a lot of fun decorating it. We had fun trying to figure out how to Mod Podge and work on cardstocks and with ink, or journal cards with ink, how to utilize what we have, right? A little ink while you think, as Gail loves to say, and I love to hear her do it. Use the digitals as I had them in other elements that I had in my hands to see how far I could push myself. And, you know, learn something new with the crocodile hole punch and eyelet, you know, grommet ordeal. Learned how to work this and see the best way to go about it so that I don't make the same mistakes for a much larger journal later down the line. All right? So I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me, subscribing, liking, toughing it out with me, and getting through this lovely journal. And I keep looking at it from the front, but I like showing you guys the texture of it all. I really do appreciate you coming along with me, joining me, watching all of this. Hopefully you learned a little something. If not, you just got to listen to me ramble, and we got to craft together, and we'll keep going. Won't be another series for a little while. I will just keep to Journal With Me days, where we will maybe work on some more scrappy weaved cards. I have a whole basket behind me for the next project, but yeah, this was really cool. I wish I had distressed the sides of this paper first, and then did this. It would give it some more dimension. I did around the edges. I did some pieces, which I love the spots where we do have some distressed ink. Had a really good look, but down the middle it's a little blah, right? Now I see why you do scrap papers both directions. Get a little more of a weaved, quilted look. So that was learned, but I'm still going to use it. Oh my gosh, layer up on this sucker, and I have a gorgeous, you know, journal card tag to put in a large pocket for my spring journal kit. So I do have a whole box and of stuff that goes for a spring kit. See? Huge box. Well, not a huge box. It's a huge box to me. I have tags. I have dots. I have ribbons. I have papers. I have a collection of envelopes, stamps, things the kids made at one point that are bright and springy and will make, multimedia tags out of. I have all these cutouts and printouts and the botanical kit that I created back October. I want to make, this gorgeous, detailed, again, textured journal with. So there's plenty in here that we need to make still. So we'll start working on an ephemera page. Ephemera journal with me. How's that? We'll pull that out. We'll see what scraps we have. And we'll start creating spring ephemera with the pieces I know for sure that I wouldn't use as pages. And we may even take a quick glance at the pages to make sure I've still got what we need, put that aside, start creating some ephemera, so that when we're ready to do the whole Journal With Me series on the book itself, we're just adding those wonderful things in that we've already created together. So that is on the, up on the horizon. And thank you again for watching. If you came across me by accident, I hope you'll subscribe. If you are subscribed, I hope you'll like this series, like this video. Continue to journey with me as I learn the junk journal world, as I learn the digitals, how they work and they don't work when we go to create things, and how I stretch my resources to make the most of what I have. For they are small, but I love layering papers, and I love layering stickers, and I love, adding little embellishments when I have it. And I'd be absolutely broke right now if it wasn't for COVID in a way, because I'd be constantly buying things, all the little beads and laces, and oh my gosh. So it's a blessing and a curse, right? So thank you again. I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. It really stretched my capabilities and definitely became a great template for what is to come probably July and Christmas in July, and another set of holiday goodies. So when I decide to do this ring thing once again. So have a great Thursday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy March. The first week hopefully was a blessing to everyone. Spring or winter, whatever you may be in. And we'll just talk again next week. Thanks for joining me. This is Jolene with AJeweldDesign. Speak soon. Bye.